Have you ever been confronted for something you didn't do? They hauled me into HR and accused me of fraud with fake receipts I'd never seen before. By the end of that week, my so-called best friend had stopped returning my calls. My girlfriend asked if I'd been lying to her too, and even my parents begged me to confess. The evidence looked airtight, the whispers grew louder, and the life I'd built was collapsing overnight. The worst part wasn't proving my innocence, it was realizing who wanted me guilty. I was still shaking when I left the HR office, palms damp, shirt sticking to my back as if the building itself had turned against me. They had laid out a folder of receipts I'd never seen, stamped with my name, and stared like they were waiting for me to crack. The fluorescent light above buzzed in sharp pulses, matching the pounding in my head. By the time I walked down the hallway, I could feel eyes tracking me from open doors. Whispers weren't even hushed anymore. They wanted me to hear. That night, Jason didn't pick up my call. He'd always been the first person I reached out to, the guy who knew every stupid mistake I'd ever made, the one I trusted with secrets I hadn't even told my family. I texted him twice, short messages, just asking if he'd heard anything. Silence. My phone screen glared back like it was mocking me. The silence from my so-called best friend hit harder than anything HR had said. The next morning, my girlfriend Emily asked if we needed to talk. Her voice was careful, too careful, like she was stepping around broken glass. I told her I hadn't done anything, that I didn't even know how those receipts existed. She nodded, but didn't smile. The kettle whistled behind us and filled the kitchen with steam, but she just sipped her coffee without looking at me. That silence was louder than shouting. By the weekend, the story had already traveled. My manager avoided eye contact in the elevator. A coworker shifted his chair when I walked past. Even the receptionist, who'd always joked with me about long hours, stopped mid-sentence when I approached. It was as if my name had turned toxic overnight. I tried laughing it off once, joking that I didn't even know how to forge my own signature. But nobody laughed back. My mom called late Sunday night. Her voice was tight with worry. She asked if I had something I needed to tell her. I could hear my dad in the background, muttering that lying would only make it worse. I told them both the truth, that I hadn't done anything. Mom sighed, long and heavy. The kind of sigh that told me she didn't know if she believed me. Dad didn't say another word. That silence was worse than if he'd yelled. Monday morning, I tried to catch Jason in the parking lot. He was leaning against his car, scrolling on his phone. I asked if we could talk, if he'd at least tell me what he'd heard. He finally looked up, but not at me, over me, like I wasn't standing there. His only words were sharp. "You should figure your own mess out." Then he slid into his car and drove off, leaving me standing in exhaust fumes. That single sentence replayed all day, looping in my head. Don't miss the full story. Watch now on the channel. Link below.